Welcome to Slow and Steady, the podcast where you get to follow along as we figure out how to build and run a SaaS. I'm Benedikt.
And I'm Brian. Each week we'll give you an honest peek into our lives as we work on our products and keep the lights on by telling you a bunch of jokes. Today is March 17th, and I feel like I'm living in a dream.
This is episode number 33, and I'm very happy that we had the first day of spring this weekend.
All right. Okay. A little bit popping up there in Darmstadt.
Yeah. The sun was out. It was like 20 degrees Celsius. How whatever that converts to, I have no idea.
Yeah.
But it was like nice to go outside for a walk and just enjoy nature a little bit without freezing cold wind or rain or stuff like that.
Uh-huh.
So that was nice.
Yeah, we had a couple of those days. Snow's been melted for a while, but the air is still quite cold. And we took the bikes out to the bike park and got outside a little bit, and like the water's starting to thaw out, so looking like fishing in the next, several weeks. So
yeah, nice.
I'm feeling that.
Do you have a lot of snow where you live?
Yeah, we're right at the foothills of where the Rocky Mountains begin. So the Great Plains in the middle of the U.S., just flat all the way across, the middle. And then pretty much half of the state of Colorado is plains. And then right where Denver and Boulder, Fort Collins, Colorado Springs, they're all in a vertical line, basically, because that is where the Rocky Mountains begin.
Okay.
And so we're pushed right up against the foothills. And so we get a lot of snow, and we're at I was going to say we're at 5,200, 5,400 feet. Sorry, I don't know what that is in meters off the top of my head.
Yeah.
But then you just go, an hour and a half into 2 hours into the mountains. And that is where Vail, Breckenridge, Winter Park, and all the Aspen, all those well-known resorts and stuff are. So we get a lot of snow, but it's not like it melts really quick.
Okay.
And then it snows again, and then it melts really quick, but it's not like up in the mountains where it dumps and then stays there.
Yeah. This winter, we only had 1 day of snow, and that was the day when we were out of town. So I didn't see any snow in Darmstadt this winter.
Oh, man. Well,
but okay. I guess that's hard.
Yeah. Well, okay. So how do we were talking about, I love your message. It's either Thursday or Friday. You just sent me a Slack message, and when everything was really starting to
when things happened,
the news was accelerating. Yeah. When everything started happening and the news just accelerated so quickly. And you said, what if we just tell jokes on the next episode and talk about things that have made the last, inventions that have made the world better or something? And I thought that was a great idea. The world does not need another take on.
Yeah, for sure. I also don't feel qualified to comment on anything at this point.
Oh yeah, no, I have no opinions on what's going to happen. I am kind of, we can do some jokes and see how that goes. But I'm curious just how you're, if there's how you're doing and what you're up to. But I don't know. We can just take this 1 week at a time, right?
Yeah. I think that's the only option we have. A lot of it is beyond our control.
Yes.
So let's just keep going and see where we end up. How's the job search going?
Okay. Not great.
Not great.
In the US, I think yesterday is one of the worst days in the history of the stock market. I think it's fair to say that many companies will institute hiring freezes. Many people will actually lose their jobs. And so it's not the greatest time in the world to be looking for a job. But so that's where, that's the macro, that's the big picture.
Sorry for, bringing that up. I didn't really think about it.
Don't be sorry. No. Hey, this is an honest peek into our lives. Don't be sorry for bringing it up. I mean, that is part of what's kind of on my mind is, on the one hand, like I did just really start going full time on the job search. Things have changed dramatically.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, this is one of the biggest events. We are living through what will be one of the biggest events in history.
Maybe.
And it is, so it's going to have a very serious impact on the economy in the near future, and that's got to factor into what's my strategy for the next 6 weeks. Next 2 months.
Yeah.
So
it'll be interesting to see how this plays out. Well, still rooting for you. Hope you find something.
I will be fine. We are very fortunate, and I will. Yeah, if the job search kind of dwindles or peters out, then I will refocus all of my creative effort and energy into another solution. Like, I am full of hope.
That's nice.
It is a weird time, but I am incredibly optimistic about the long-term curve here. Yeah. So
that's good. That's nice to hear. On my side of updates, there's not much to tell, but I had to cancel Femtoconf.
Dude, I saw that, and I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
It's the right call, obviously.
I guess it was the right call.
I'm really sorry.
It's funny, like early last week, I was still talking to people who were sending me emails and asking, hey, what's the plan? I was like, yeah, no worries. That will not be a problem. I don't see, it's a small conference. I don't see how this will affect anything or will be a problem.
Mm-hmm.
But at some point I started looking into the contract, what happens if I cancel this contract last minute? And I basically learned that I'd pay 80% or something of the fee. Yeah. And that was the point where I realized, maybe the chances are high that I have to cancel because of travel bans, ban of events, restrictions, I don't know, something like that. And if that happens and I wait until the last minute, I'll basically lose a ton of money. So the decision was very easy to pull the plug right now.
It's the right.
It's
the right call.
I'm still not entirely sure how much I will end up paying, in fees. Hopefully, the way I interpret it, it's still not that much. But I mean, the hotel might have a different interpretation of their contract. We'll see. But yeah, that was the main reason. Just get out as long as the financial loss isn't that big. And I mean, hopefully, this will turn out to be an unnecessary move, and things will be fine in May. But if not, then at least I don't lose a bunch of money or a bunch of more money. Yeah.
Sorry about that, man. That's a tough call.
Yeah, it wasn't easy, but I think it's the best one. And there was also the option doing the microconf thing and just postponing. But I felt like I want to get this out of my mind. Just cancel everything and then start from scratch when time feels right, and not be obligated to come up with a solution within the next 6 months, no matter what. So yeah,
totally. Yeah, I also think MicroConf made the right call. I'm bummed that we're not going to meet. We're not going to meet in person in April now.
Yeah, it's a bummer, but I guess there are too many outside factors playing into it that make it totally unpredictable. So it's
not at all. It's again completely the right decision to make. Just it's too bad. Next time.
Yeah. Hey, I've got a question for you.
Okay.
Why do Java developers wear glasses?
Why do Java developers? No, I don't know.
Because they don't see sharp.
All right, you have segued into the joke section.
So I thought I'd drop it one in there.
Okay, hit me. What do you got?
Do you want me to fire all my jokes? Like I only have like 4, so.
Oh, all right.
My collection isn't that big
here,
but if you have more, keep them coming.
Let's see. Where's my? No. You go ahead. What else you
got? Why do front-end developers eat alone?
Why?
Because they don't know how to join tables.
Oh, God. that really stings because I don't know how to join tables very well.
Sorry.
That's good. No, I feel like I have learned and forgotten how to what a join means like 17 times. And there's got to also be there's a left and a right joke in there as well as the follow up. Like yeah. Oh man. That one was good.
I have to look up joins from time to time as well.
Haha, see?
Yeah.
See, back-end developer? You're no better. No, you really
the left joins are okay,
funny.
but like sometimes you do some crazy stuff. And then I usually end up drawing the Venn diagrams with the intersecting circles.
Yeah.
Actually,
yes.
This was left, but I also want and try to figure out which join's the right one for my use case.
Yes. I used to have there was this great infographic of Venn diagrams that I would just like keep.
Yeah.
And just like study the heck out of it and like, okay, you can get this. And would remember it for a while. But it's like it is literally a language. You don't speak it very often. You end up forgetting it.
Yeah, very true.
Oh, that's a good joke. It kind of like when I was just on the joke thing, when I was a kid, my local newspaper, the Paris News, Paris, Texas, not the famous one. So the Paris News, they were running this contest for like best puns. And I think I was like 10 or 11. I was like really into like just when I was getting into puns, like as kids do. And so I was certain that I was going to win it. I knew that this was my time and my thing. And so I didn't just submit one. I was like, I'm going to pull together my all my best. I'm going to win this. And so I took some time, put together my best list, submitted 10, not just one, but 10 puns because I was sure that I would win. But unfortunately, no pun intended. No pun intended.
To be honest, I have to look it up. Like, I think I get it, but for me as a non-native speaker,
I was wondering on that one because so the phrase is no pun intended.
Yeah,
like hey, blah blah blah. Oh, no pun intended. So. No pun intended. But that's, like you should not tell puns to non-native speakers. You should also never tell a pun to a kleptomaniac because they're always taking things literally.
That's a good one.
All right, there we go.
Yeah, that is also a challenge. Like humor doesn't translate well.
Well, this is about to make for a very interesting 10 or 15 minutes because I have 3 pages of jokes, Benedikt.
That's like, keep them coming. Yeah, like that's the purpose of this episode.
Why? This is one that I'm certain that my children are going to love. Why do you never see hippos hiding in trees? Because they're really good at it.
That's a great one.
So stupid.
I like it.
So dumb. Okay. All right. Try this one. So there's this there's this old, very religious woman. Okay. All like nice and buttoned up, prim and proper. She goes to a pet store to buy a parrot. She wants a pet. Everything's all good, totally fine. She brings it home. And for some reason, the parrot just begins to just curse uncontrollably, like F this and F that and F you, lady. And so finally, she's had enough. She can't stand it anymore. And she grabs the parrot and she shoves it into her freezer and shuts the door, slams the door. She just sits there for a second. And then all of a sudden, just like just a cacophony of noise, squawking, shrieking, pounding, everything just coming out of the freezer. Bam, 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 bam. And so she's starting to feel bad, but she also doesn't know what to do. So it's just going crazy for a few minutes, and then suddenly it stops and just goes quiet. She immediately, being a righteous woman, she feels terrible. And so she opens the door, scared that she's hurt the parrot, and opens the freezer door. And the parrot she sees just stand there and calmly steps out, gently walks onto the woman's outstretched hand. And the parrot looks into the religious woman's eyes and says, "Ma'am, I am terribly sorry if my language offended you. It will not happen again. If I may ask, what did that chicken do?"
That's a good one as well. You're good at telling jokes.
No one speaks to me as a vegetarian. Like, think of the chickens, y'all. No.
You're a vegetarian?
I
didn't know
I am
that.
a vegetarian. I became a vegetarian like 10 days before my 18th birthday. So over half my life at this point.
Nice.
But we've talked about music a fair amount on this show. Do you remember the band Silverchair?
No.
Nope. Okay. They were, they were really good, but they were, I think widely known as a one-hit wonder. They had this song called Tomorrow off their first album that was called Frog Stomp. It was like a white cover with a green frog on it. Anyway, they released like 2 or 3 more really good rock albums after that one, but I think they're kind of considered a one-hit wonder. Anyway, their lead singer was vegetarian, and I feel like it was through some when you're 17 years old and like just idolizing these rock bands. So some interview where he mentioned why he was a vegetarian, and then I went down the internet rabbit hole and was like, I should be a vegetarian, just like that. So
cool. Yeah,
it's stuck. It's stuck.
Are you like? Do you basically eat nothing that ever had eyes, or are you eating fish or something like that?
Yeah, no, I don't eat fish. And I didn't eat a lot of fish before. Like the thing that I did eat before, so I know how good it is like ribs and steak, and shrimp. And so, and I don't really miss chicken. I don't remember loving it. I don't miss turkey. I don't remember loving that. But like the bummer about having, given up meat is I would never argue with anybody that it doesn't taste good. Like, I'm with you. It's a way better meal. The best breakfast burrito I've ever had in my life accidentally had sausage in it. And I was just like, Laura, this is the best breakfast. This is amazing. You have to try this. And I hand it over to her. She takes one bite and spits it out. And she's like, "Oh, Brian, that has sausage in it." I was like, "Oh, shoot. Is that what it is?" So I sent it back, and they brought out the vegetarian version of the breakfast burrito, and it was like 5% as tasty. It was like
too bad. So you're a legit vegetarian.
Wait, a what?
Like a legit one, like a.
A legit. Okay, I thought you were saying a ledja. I was like, I haven't heard that one. It's like
no, sorry,
pesca and all these other.
That's just my bad pronunciation.
No. All good. No, there's like, if you do or don't eat, fish or do or don't eat beef, whatever. Yeah. But we do. I eat eggs, so I know there are a lot of vegetarians who don't eat eggs. But and for sure we do dairy. I've tried giving that up, but. Boy,
it gets tough. Like I can.
Yeah, it really does.
I still eat meat, but my girlfriend is a vegetarian.
Yeah.
Okay. So most of my meals during the week are vegetarian, but I can see myself, at least in theory, stop eating meat. That would probably be okay. But getting rid of eggs and milk, that starts to make like no cheese. That's like no, like. Yeah, sausage, okay, maybe not, but no cheese, that's a no-go.
Yeah, I know. It's hard.
Yeah.
It's really hard. Okay. Do you have more jokes?
Let me get back to my list. What's the object-oriented way to become wealthy? That's an easy one.
Oh, man. All of yours are... How?
Inheritance.
I like how all of yours, you looked up a bunch of engineering jokes.
Yeah, that's the ones I remembered. I mean, I could probably Google some more, but I'm not good at remembering jokes, to be honest.
Yeah. We should, this is something everybody used to do this and I don't anymore, but just like carry around an index card of jokes. Would be handy. I've got another one for you. Got a couple. My daughter asked me the other day, like, Dad, are you even listening to me? Which is, it's a really weird way to start a conversation, if you ask me. Get it? All right. Okay. Take a sec. What do you get when you cross a joke with a rhetorical question?
This?
There are... Okay, this one even feels painful to tell. There are two kinds of people in this world. Those who need closure.
Oh, I know a variant of... okay, but like...
Okay.
That only works... it unfortunately only works in the original version. And it's basically, there are 0-1 persons in the world. Those who understand binary and those who don't. No, it's not 0-1, it's 1-0. Sorry. Totally messed it up.
Yeah. You gotta be able to, well, plus that's what makes it so funny, is like to read it, it looks like 10.
Yeah.
And like, yeah, in the written form.
In the written form, it's a
hilarious one. That's good. All right.
And then related to that, not really a joke, but there are only two hard things in computer science: cache invalidation, naming things, and off by 1 errors.
I love that one.
It's so true.
That is, yeah, right. It's funny. It's funny because it's true. That's good. Okay, I've got one for you. A man decides to quit his job and run away to join a pirate crew. So after spending a few hours down at the dock, I guess the local dock, like you do, he sees a man who has a peg leg, a hook hand, and an eye patch. The man is obviously a pirate captain. And so he promptly joins the captain's crew, the pirate captain's crew. They ship out to sea that very day. And so later that night, the man, he walks up to the pirate captain and he says, I'm sorry, but I can't hold back anymore. I hope this doesn't offend you. How did you get your peg leg? And the captain says, 'Twas me first day at sea as a young lad. A great big swell came from the sea and knocked me overboard. Before me crew could pull me out, a giant one-eyed fish swam up and bit off me leg. And the man says, that sounds terrible. Oh my goodness. What happened to your hand? And the captain says, 'Twas me second day at sea. Another great big swell came from the sea, knocked me overboard. And before me crew could pull me up, the giant one-eyed fish swam up and bit off me hand. And the man tells the captain, that sounds terrible. And it sounds like this fish really has it out for you. What? I'm afraid to ask, what happened to your eye? And the captain says, 'Twas me third day at sea. I was looking up at the sky when a bird came along and shat in me eye. And the man says, oh my gosh, that's awful. Is that how you lost your eye? And the captain says, no, 'twas me first day with the hook. Because he scratched his eye to get the bird shit out of his eye. Okay.
That's a good one.
That might be my favorite one.
That's very high on the list, for sure.
Okay. All right. Speaking of pirates, what is a pirate's favorite letter?
R.
No, me first love be the sea.
Okay.
All right. What is a pirate's least favorite letter?
I don't know.
It is. Dear sir or madam, we have a record of your illegal downloading activity.
That's
yeah.
so
That's a good
Did you
one.
ever get one of those?
I think Metallica may have sent me one of those back in the Napster days.
Oh, back in the day. Oh, interesting.
Right?
I didn't get one. I got lucky.
You didn't?
But I know a couple people who, not a Metallica one, but like for various stuff.
Okay.
That kind of died out. Is it because we got older and finally have money that we can spend, or is it not really a thing these days?
I have no idea, man. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, there's also always like the great joke that goes around that like anybody in web design who's over the age of 35 right now got started with a pirated version of Photoshop. Yeah. Nobody paid for Photoshop.
Yeah. I think this was one of the most genius moves of Adobe back in the day. Just not caring and being fine with it. I think that played a lot into why they are that big of a company they are today.
So ubiquitous now, right? Like it just like spread as an accidental free trial.
Yeah.
That lasted for years. until we all eventually started or joined legit organizations.
Yeah.
That hey, whoa, we need a license for this. What?
I still remember vividly, like back in university, I had been using Photoshop for years, and I did some freelance work, and at some point I was like, I could afford to get one of those, like Photoshop, some of those bundles back in the day before they did subscriptions.
Yeah.
I remember the day where I ordered my real copy of Photoshop, my legit copy of Photoshop. And I opened it and was excited and put in the CD in the drive. And then I realized, oh shit, it's a Windows version. And I've got a Mac.
Oh, how anticlimactic. But you had it.
Yeah, but like there was a no return policy on open software boxes. And I got super lucky that they...
Right.
Somehow it worked out. I was allowed to return it and get the proper version, maybe because I looked desperate enough or something like that.
Right. You're like, I'm a student. I'm trying. Look at me.
Yeah. And
I'm eating ramen and paying $700 for software. Come on.
Yeah. I mean, it was a student license, so it wasn't that expensive, but it was still a bunch of money. And eventually I got the Mac version and was a happy legal user of Photoshop.
Yes.
Yeah, that
became legit.
And I'm still I'm still paying a monthly subscription for Photoshop, even though I rarely use it.
Yeah, I need to switch I switch that thing on and off like every 6 months. I feel like, so I'll just like not need it at all. Then I'll have a client or something that needs it and like switch it back on.
Yeah, I should be more careful and switch it off more often. But I know I've got a project coming up where we'll probably need it, so I'm still keeping on. But after that, I should probably turn it off for a while.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, sidetracked.
Well, no, I've got more. Have you got any? Telling you.
Yeah, go on.
Okay. So a woman is sitting at her recently deceased husband's funeral, and a man leans in to ask her, pardon me, do you mind if I say a word? And she says, yes, no, please go right ahead, she replies. The man stands up, steps up to the microphone, clears his throat, and says, plethora, and then sits back down. And the woman says, thank you. That means a lot.
Sorry, I don't get it.
Oh, that was a language barrier one. The word plethora literally means a lot. And the phrase, do you mind if I say a word, is like, do you mind if I say something? Do you mind if I speak? Do you mind if I share like a toast or a speech or something? Yeah.
Yeah, sorry.
There were a couple language barrier issues in that one.
Yeah,
All right, my bad. My bad. That one failed.
I hope someone else had a good
recover.
laugh. For some reason, that didn't make it over to me.
Let me recover. Why do scuba divers fall backwards out of the boat? Because if they fell forwards, they'd still be in the boat.
Yeah, they're quite smart.
All right. Okay. A few of these are failing, but I feel like percentage-wise, I'll take this. Okay. This one, what's orange and sounds like a parrot? A carrot.
There are a bunch of those jokes in German as well, but like they don't.
Oh yeah.
There's no point in even trying to translate them.
That's the difference. Is you're at least able to get the majority of my jokes that should fail across the language barrier, and when they don't, it's my fault. You can at least speak it. I can't even begin to pretend. So impressive. Okay. This is one of my favorite jokes in person, but I have no idea. Okay, here. What's the most important part of a joke? Timing.
Yeah, true.
Okay, cool. It worked. We're thoughtful people here, so we do a lot of thinking. So I think you might be able to get this one. How do you think the unthinkable? With an iceberg.
What?
Never mind.
Oh, I get it. Like sink the Titanic.
Okay. All right. Yes. All right. Yep. Okay. This one. All right. This one is not this was more of like a cultural. I think that you will. Okay. Let me just go. Let me just stop wondering here. All right. So Mahatma Gandhi, as you know, he walked barefoot most of the time, which produced an impressive set of calluses on his feet. He also, he was known for eating very, very little. He would do hunger strikes regularly. So he ate very little, which made him like a rather frail man. And because of his odd diet, that also made him suffer from bad breath. Which made him a super calloused, fragile mystic hexed by halitosis.
Is there a Mary Poppins reference in there?
Yes. All right. Okay. Super calloused, fragile mystic hexed by halitosis. So halitosis is bad breath. Mm-hmm. And then, if you say it fast enough, it's supposed to supercalifragilisticexpialidocious.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think I saw that movie last year in English.
It's like, are the Disney, like the classic old Disney things, was that part of your upbringing at all? Or
yeah, like at least well, that movie in particular wasn't, but like Disney movies in general, yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. That felt like, that's what I was saying. That one, I think it's just going to be more whether or not people run around, and it's not, run around on Main Street like we do here in the United States, just singing supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. That's what life actually looks like here. So.
Okay. Yeah. No. Interesting.
No, that's why we built an entire multiple theme parks to convince us.
Yeah.
This is what life is like. Woo. This is what the old days were. Oh, heavens. Okay. Yeah, I'm about out there. That's it for me.
Nice. That was quite a collection.
Nope, sorry. Oh gosh, do I want to? I'll end on this one. It's not even that good. So the other day, my wife asked me to pass her lipstick, but I accidentally passed her a glue stick, and she still isn't talking to me.
Nice.
Just like all of our listeners who are probably tired of my bad jokes.
Actually, I think most of them were pretty good. Like I'm impressed.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see what percentage.
And you're good at telling jokes.
Landed.
Like I'm like, just the language barrier is a problem, but Even in German, I'm not good at telling jokes.
Well, hopefully this is a nice little 25, 30 minute rest from it. But yeah, man, it was good. It was really good to talk. Anything else we want to cover before we put a bow on this one?
No, I think that's it. I'm glad that most people are probably at home and didn't just like sit in their co-working space laughing all the time.
Yes. Yep. Okay. It was great. It was good to catch up with you.
Yeah.
Good to talk. Good to smile. Good to laugh. Listeners, y'all stay safe. Stay healthy. Keep yourself safe, and reach out. Let us know which joke was the worst.
Yeah,
and which was the best.
Or let us know about your favorite jokes. Like,
oh yeah.
Like,
tell us
maybe we can read a couple more next episode or something like that. I have a feeling we might need it.
Perfect. I think safe. It's a pretty safe bet. Yeah. Tell us your favorite joke, and we'll talk to you next week.
Bye.